My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire. It is the daily challenge for the 30th of January 2020, and it is going to be an interesting one because it is a diverse draft. Cards are not restricted by your character, and you draft a custom starting deck with cards. Unfortunately, it's not a sealed draft, so we won't see all of the cards at the same time. I thought I had something to follow on with that, but no, evidently not. All right, Flechette? Take Flechette there. I like cool-headed here. We are the defect, so we do start with 3 orb slots. Claw. Well, none of these are a skill, so they're not good for the Flechette anyway. So, is it Claw? Because it might be Claw. No, cards are restricted, not restricted by your character. It's going to be impossible to get more claws. It's Wheel Kick. Pressure point? No, again, it's going to be difficult to get more pressure points. Evaluate, though? Maybe that's good. Flechette build? Sure. Flying knee or acrobatics here. It's going to be acrobatics. Piercing Whale versus armaments. How early is our first rest site? It can be before our first elite. Okay. Since it's before our first elite, we'll take the armaments there. Shame to see a second pressure points here. It's got to be cleave though. Ball Lightning, Warcry, Metallicize. I'm still missing block. Maybe it's worth taking Metallicize. We'll let attack for the AoE. All of these are kind of garbage. Black Water is going to have difficulty for us actually getting into Calm. Halt is just 3 block for 0 energy. And then Clash. Clash might occasionally be useful. I'll take Clash then. Glacier seems essential here just for the defense. I can't say it's Rage. We don't have enough attacks in the deck. Type him, yeah. 5 attacks, 1 power, 5 skills. Keeping a relatively even balance so far. I'm going to take the Hello World, adding random common cards into our hand. Headbutt or Steam Barrier? Steam Barrier probably in this one. Flame Barrier here, definitely. Second Steam Barrier? Yeah. Alright, how's our defense? How's our offense? So defense, 5... 3 per turn, 2 per turn, 6, 12 in a single block. Best block in the game, 2 steam barriers. Yeah, okay, we actually have a decent amount of block. I was worried up until the very end there that we were going to have some difficulties. Glad to be wrong. Wheel Kick the frontliner, and then double Steam Barrier. Actually, Flechette, Steam Barrier, Steam Barrier. Got him. Attack Potion finds Skim. Interesting. I do want the card draw. I'm gonna need extra energy though. The cost of our base deck is a little bit rough for us right now. Not going to go to a shop that early. Okay. Start with a Skim. Can only be used if every card in your hand is an attack. Yeah, Clash is like unusable for us mostly. Armaments the Flechette and then pop it out. It's been so long since I've used a Clash that for some reason I was like, oh, only if this is the only attack in your hand. No, that's signature move, friend. That is signature moves trigger condition. Go for the Eyes helps lower the average cost of our hands as well as apply weakness to an enemy. Gotta appreciate that. I probably need the attack potion over the energy potion for the upcoming elites. Do I want to go to a shop this early? No, I don't have to, so I shouldn't want to. Okay, place your cleave. Love a good wheel kick here. Honestly, wheel kick is maybe a lot better than I'm giving it credit for. That whole instantaneous effect of a predator being quite useful. Anger? I do want to pad the deck out. I am going to have to take some special efforts here to get to Encyclopedian. Let's think. I mean, save the steam barriers. I'm currently a pauper deck, though. Pauper. Sorry, not a pauper. I'm currently a Highlander deck. I'm not going to get any collector's bonuses because it's diverse, so I might as well try and be a Highlander deck. So if I'm trying to be a Highlander deck, that is, you can only have a maximum of 1 copy per card. Take an anger, sure. So the idea is later I will remove the second steam barrier. One of the things I haven't always loved about doing the Highlander builds is oftentimes, like, your whole build is based around taking advantage of vulnerability, right? So you want to take every card that takes advantage of vulnerability. But you can't get a second copy of any of those cards, otherwise you invalidate your Highlander. That said, with the diversity of cards here, not only are we unlikely to get collector's bonuses, but also we're pretty likely to be able to get Encyclopedian without invalidating our Highlander, as well as we're not really going to get a consistent kind of strategy for this at all. It's just not happening. Use the flex potion here, killing the backliner. We're not getting a consistent strategy, so we may as well not try and play into the fantasy that we might. Still perfect in this fight. Still. Got him. Singing Bowl. When adding cards to your deck, you may raise your max HP by 2 instead. Unfortunately, I cannot take the skim. Turbo? I mean, I am going to be padding out my deck, and I do need extra energy. I did say that earlier, so Turbo does work there. Fulfills all of my requirements quite effectively. I'm gonna armaments, do that, and then wheel kick. I'm gonna turbo acrobatics. Yeah, and then flechette as well. That 16 damage that just did was effectively 32. Just because of how the split works, and then all that attack kills both. Reboot, Barrage, and Heavy Blade. The only one of these I would be interested in was Reboot, but since I'm already... Actually, since I'm already going for a Highlander build, maybe I should go for a... Maybe I should put rare cards in here as well. Fine. So we're no longer going for Pauper. Acrobatics and Skim got upgraded there. It's fine, I guess. Having 3 Frost Orbs going into this is honestly quite good. Let's skim first, see if we can actually get something worth upgrading. Not exactly the best opening to a fight ever, but we've got some setup at least. Go for the eyes. Probably not Flame Barrier, right? Just evaluate. Deadly Poison and all-out attack. Looks good to me. I'm gonna Armament, Steam Barrier, Cold Snap, Reboot, and see if I can find anything else aggressive here. Flechette seems pretty aggressive. Come on. Hit evaluate. No! Exactly the one that I didn't want you to hit. I am kind of taking for granted that we will just get this kill pretty easily now. Somehow I feel like that's a thing I do get to take advantage of. Goodbye, Lagavulin. Hello, Ceramic Fish. Whenever you get a card to your deck, gain 9 gold. I can't put a Conjure Blade in here, can I? No, I'm going to thicken up the deck too much to actually utilize it. Take a Formal Strike, I guess. I think our damage is actually what's still lacking. I'm going to upgrade Flechette. It's pretty much always a great amount of damage for us. We have so much draw. Get him. Got him good. Sands of Time, Sucker Punch, Carve Reality. I actually like Carve Reality a lot. 2 energy, 22 damage, but it can be split across turns. Sands of Time is good. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with Sands of Time. I should take it first. Alright. Remove a card from my deck and lose 7 HP. I'm gonna do this over the gold to remove the Steam Barrier right now. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm trying to take damage and I don't know if this is gonna be a fight. It's not a fight. That's rough. Oh, okay. The second turn against the Hexaghost is gonna be a problem. I should have been thinking about that a lot earlier. Alright. I might have to pop both of my Entropic Brews on the second turn, basically, just to figure out where I'm going to go with that. I can't play all out attack and have that discard the Sands of Time, rather. Tragic and awful. Go for the eyes. I can block for 15 right now. Just need a little bit more provided by some of these. The target's weak, gain an energy and draw a card. That sounds great to me right now. Perfect. We will cycle through our deck a few times. We don't need to play turbo right now. I'm gonna Glacier Hello World just to set up for future turns quite effectively there. Should have been Sands of Time, I think, maybe, though. Steam Barrier, Clothesline takes you down to only doing 6 damage, and then I can Sands of Time. No, but I can Sands of Time next turn, always for 0, it's fine. It's only if it's going into the next shuffle that I really need to worry about getting it out of my hand really quickly. Or only if it is only going to the next shuffle contingent on whether or not I cast it. Then I have to get it out of my hand immediately. It's a pretty decent amount of damage, honestly. Left him on a pretty indecent amount of health, though. Alright, Hexaghost. I'm afraid it's your time to die. Juggernaut Malaise Brutality. Juggernaut is actually hilarious in this deck with the amount of Frost Orbs we put in here. And a Metallicize as well. Yeah, we're doing it. Snecko High? Let's order these by cost. That's a lot of zeros for a Snecko deco. There's not that many 2s. Ooh. No! You can't Zumi! You can no longer obtain potions. That doesn't allow me to use my Entropic Brews, does it? That's... See, I built a deck with a lot of draw that needs a lot of extra energy. Fine. You got me, game. Are you happy? Are you proud? Ooh, a 3 late path with an early shot, no less. Ooh. May not get anything done that turn, but it's a good setup for our defense. Wheel kick looking for defense here, ideally. Pommel strike looking for defense here, ideally. You really? I'm gonna snack oil looking for defense here, ideally. There we go. We managed to defend after all of that. If only I could have gotten the Juggernaut out. Hey, got the sense of time back immediately. I was hopeful, but I didn't necessarily want to call it out, just in case. Deflect. Yeah. That does pay defense, play out for damage for us, rather. Bringing a card back from the discard pile is pretty good. Obviously, you can now dig for relics at rest sites. This is incredible. Take that and the hologram. I think I probably will have difficulty in the final fight on this floor, so I'm going to try and take a strength potion. Thankfully, the game won't even let me spend my money on it. No, you can't. If I take the so I love the apparitions. I think they're incredible. I love this event. I think almost every single time you see this event, the correct option is to take this event. But I've been trying to build a Highlander build, and if I take this event, I have 4 copies of a card in my deck. That's no longer a Highlander. I have a single copy collectors. I'm gonna turn it down just for that reason. If I was playing optimally, I would have taken that. Definitely, without a second thought. Oh god, you really gotta love how Juggernaut absolutely just shreds all of them. Okay. Pre-upgraded dash, hard to turn down. Skim first. There's an all-out attack, quite useful for us. Throw that there so the all-out attack kills. And now it kills both of the chumps. Beautiful. And I'll also throw out a Hello World. So the Gremlin Leader might be attacking this turn, but might not. Is not. Perfect. That gives me time to set up the Juggernaut. Do I want that to be my next hand? That's a garbage next hand if the enemy decides to attack. I'm going to reboot just so that's not my next hand. Kind of the best I can do that turn for removing enemies from the field, unfortunately. Okay, let's go Flechette Pommel. Should have been Pommel Flechette actually there, that's my bad. I'm gonna turbo to wheel kick here actually also. Maybe I should have deflected and steam barriered there as well. Definitely start with the armaments. Piercing Whale as well. That's really unfortunate. I still end up taking damage here. Only just, but I still do. There goes my collector. Collector's my perfect, rather. Omamori, negate the next 2 curses you obtain. It's way too late for us to get 5 curses in this deck, so yes, I'll take that. Cool-headed, acrobatics, I already have both of those. Wreath of Flame. I have only, like, I have 2 AoEs and a single multi-hit in my deck. I'll take it just to pad the deck right now, but it's not going to be great. Upgrade 2 random cards. I don't want to remove any cards from this deck. Not bad. Deflect. I'm going to evaluate all-out attack there. I don't want to draw into a Juggernaut that I don't get to play. Perfect. That's completely worked out for us. Find me the Glacier now, please. Game. Ooh. Wreath of Flame, Acrobatics, Drops, Clash. I can't believe I still only have 1 in the hand. That's so awful. That is 1 skill. I was really hoping that I'd have a multi-hit based off of that. I'm gonna Glacier, hologram the Glacier back, and then stack. Doesn't fully defend me here, but gets me close enough to kill. Motion Chip. If you lost HP during your previous turn, trigger the passive of all of your orbs at the start of your next turn. That's another empty barrier. Gosh, I'd love to be able to take that. I'll take an empty body, though, just for the block. Horn Cleat at the start of your second turn. Gain 14 block. Neat. Movements into all-out attack. Don't discard the reboot. It didn't. Okay, we miss out on Glacier there. Not super pleased about that, but it's okay. Could be worse. I'm going to turbo evaluate and metallicize as well. Setting up the metallicize to every single turn trigger another Juggernaut is pretty great. Neat, that's the only one I really didn't care about casting here. I'm going to do that first and then Wreath of Flame, just setting up for the next turn. Ideally, I get an AoE and the Wreath of Flame allows me to clear all of these minions. Cleave will do. Neat! We're actually starting to perfect some of these. Sundial, every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile, gain 2 energies, was... I'm going to take the max HP there. It's real hard to make that decision, but yikes, that all sucked. Question card. Future card wars have 1 additional cards to choose from. All these Moonstone and Data Disc, both here. Love it. There's Leg Sweep as well. Unfortunately, I think I have to take cards. I don't actually have a Cold Snap, so I'm going to go Cold Snap Leg Sweep. And Discovery. Go here to dig up another relic, getting the prayer wheel. Normally needs to drop an additional card reward. Okay, now we can get to the 50 cards. I think quite easily, in fact. Okay. Should do well. Already back to that move. Strange. Not typically how that one goes. Flame Barrier, super useful here at least. Also Insight. And Leg Sweep. I'm just going to have all of the enemies basically take care of themselves while I watch. That sounded a lot worse than it was. Deceive Reality. Extremely powerful here. Although, Caltrops really does fit into the idea of my build so far, which is just I stand over here and then you die. Let's skip that for the moment and look at the next one. None of these actually appeal to me that much. Alright, I'm going to start taking some max HP to try and get myself a stuffed bonus. I'm also going to take the Deceive Reality there. Dig. Back in preparation, the start of combat, draw 2 additional cards. Gotta love that. We just went past a lot of our powerful defensive cards in a way that's making me a little intimidated. Let's discover first. Cool. That'll discover the Seek. If I discover the Seek, I'm not going to be able to defend this turn. Okay, so what does Seek for? I think Seek seeks for the Sands of Time, just so we can start getting that to decrement now. There goes Juggernaut. No, reboot. Cool. Juggernaut's still in the deck. Great. Exactly what I was hoping for. Never mind. There's the Juggernaut now. Had to happen. Cold Snap for 5 defense. Deceive Reality. Safety. That's 27. Murdering the backliner makes that 28. And then Metallicize, we defend. Sweet. Start with the Sweeping Beam to see if we get a skill. Unfortunately, we don't. Ah, I should have played that first. Oops, my bad. Yeah. Here's the turn we need the big defense. Yeah, I mean, honestly, defense could have been significantly worse on this turn. 16 for 2, and then 9 for 1. I think I have to do that and then reboot. If I could actually weaken you, that actually would have been enough. Alright, so we lose our Beyond Perfects now, unfortunately. So I guess at this point I don't really care what happens anymore. We've already taken damage in this fight. It's the fact that we didn't get the Juggernaut out earlier, frankly. If it was further up in our deck, we would have had a much better time there. And we'll even throw a deflect in for good measure. Goodbye. Love that Juggernaut upgraded, but I don't really want to do it myself. Omniscience double plays Juggernaut for us. Yeah. All enemies start with 1 strength, I think, is probably the easiest one for us to stomach here, as well as we do need the extra energy, so we knew we weren't going with the top one. Alright, another path with 3 elites. Don't really want to go to the super early shop here. Not enough money to take advantage. I'm going to Nightmare the... I think Clash, actually. And I'm going to try and get Clash off next turn. Don't discard Hologram. Cool. Skim and my card draw, of course. That's never gonna let me get clashes off. Oh well. It's a very optimistic thing, I'll admit. It's Omniscience to play double Juggernaut, kill the frontliner, and then the backliner just dies. Didn't even need the Juggernauts, frankly. Flurry blows, flex, body slam's pretty great here. I'm gonna take it prepared. So I don't have any that are similarly labeled right now, right? Just making absolutely certain. No, good. Go for the eyes, leg sweep. Right, let's go free. Decent body slam as well as set ourselves up with the safety for a later turn. Okay. Giant Flechette into everything being free is pretty good for me. Well, at least all the skills. Which, as it turns out, is a lot of them. Leg sweep back. Empty body immolate, prostrate, streamline. Thinking of the immolate right there. Seeing red. I'm gonna get rid of empty body out of those, I think. I think the other ones play a more important role in the deck. Shockwave, definitely. Sure, I might have put a void in there, but it did get me my safety. Ooh. Love a good body slam on turn 2 when I've got the Horn Cleat. Get rid of Empty Fist. I think Writhe. Leg sweep the backliner, getting us some extra damage for the body slam. Go Flechette and then Omniscience on Immolation for the kill. Turnip, you can no longer become frail, as well as lose 2 focus, gain 1 strength and 1 dex. No, I probably take the Perseverance here, in fact. Alright, 3 colorless cards. Happy to have them. Enlightenment looks pretty good to me, I gotta be honest. Deep Breath is a shuffle of our deck, which is obviously really good with the Sundial. Go Good Instincts. Deep Breath. Enlightenment. There was a Deep Breath offered to us earlier, but this is one that we can actually be pretty happy about taking. Okay, so first, Anger. Then Deep Breath. That shuffles the deck. Make sure that I get a charge of the Sundial off of it. And then Pommel Strike. Oh, okay. Omniscience on Juggernaut. Yeah. Turbo. Deceive Reality. Safety. And then Reboot for another shuffle. Lovely. We've got this. Let's go Cool-Headed first. Flame Barrier into... I think... Should I dash? Or just evaluate and then body... evaluate body slam. What would I bring back if I was to bring something back? Probably Hello World. Gets me a little bit of setup for later turns, I guess. Discover, all-out attack. Why did I put Void back atop my deck only to immediately draw it and lose the health resultingly? Doesn't seem like it was a great idea on my part. But face on, whenever you play a power card, heal for 2 HP, as well as other stuff, I'm sure. Alchemize isn't gonna work. Guess I'll take a third eye. More bank, whenever you climb a floor, gain 12 gold. No longer works when you spend any gold or money. Whenever you spend any gold or money. At a shop, that would be. Bring back Immolate, do that again, and then conclude. No real reason to keep dealing damage after the first, or rather after we got through there. Okay, let's deep breath first. Despite the amount of energy that turn, we really didn't have much to do. It's because we had to keep limiting ourselves from picking up things like the... one sec. Yeah, let's third eye both of those away. Because we have to keep picking up things like the... or rather have to keep ignoring things like the extra acrobatics. Unfortunately. Right, I'm gonna Omniscience double Sands of Time here. Flame Barrier, Deceive Reality, Safety, and follow that with a Conclusion. Yeah, almost enough. Only took 9 damage, that's okay. Regen Potion as well as Boot Sequence. Blur. Blur's incredible there. Charge Battery's incredible here. Nunchaku, every time you play 10 attacks, gain an extra energy. No shops before the end of the run at this rate. Damn. Drop Juggernaut just because I have to play that one. If only lightning struck in the correct location there. Alright, Discovery, find me AoE. Nope, those don't count. I mean, Juggernaut, when I already have a bunch of Frost Orbs set up, is a pretty easy choice. Oh, gotta love it. Omniscience only costing 1. Let's go double Glacier here for the kill. Fun and unique way to murder an enemy. I don't actually naturally have a leap in the deck, so I'll take that one. And sure, I'll take a Core Search. So 1 card, 2 cards. Yeah, I don't get enough cards. I'm incapable of getting 50 cards Encyclopedian by 2 cards. How many cards did I use the Singing Bowl on? Well, it's funny you should ask. I assume that's an unrelated question, but 2 cards, as it turns out. Ooh, there's that Juggernaut. Evaluate before I skim. Perseverance growing faster is obviously incredibly good. Ooh, Omniscience, what are we going to cast? Double Metallicize, I think, actually. Let's also seek out a Glacier just to set up as much damage from the Juggernaut as we can each turn. Start stacking the effect of Wreath of Flame as well. Or am I? No! Sense of Time's too powerful there. So we do have Body Slam coming up, which is going to be incredible. Thought it was going to be slightly better than that, honestly. But to be fair, most of my good defensive cards had already gone past. Sucks to have Stack at the absolute bottom of that deck, though. Pull back Blur again. The idea here being, if any of my next hands happen to have the Body Slam in it, they're already qualified to use it. Let's go Third Eye and try and curate a next hand. That'll do. Get rid of all of those, because none of those seem to be Body Slam. Still not going to find us, as it turns out, but that's okay. Sands of Time finishes the match for it. Bottled Lightning at the start of each combat, add a card into your hand. It's not Dono and... no, it's not Dono and Decker, but it's fine. I'm going to take Chill. I'm going to use Bottled Lightning to put that Chill in my opening hand. I understand that if I upgraded it, it would be in my opening hand, so I'm basically just using that to make it innate. Bottled Flame, if I could shoot, upon pickup, choose an attack card. Start with that in your opening hand. I think Flechette is probably going to be really powerful in my opening hand. There's a lot of cards in my opening hands. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. $36 damage from one energy. It's like a normal non-broken kind of Mind Blast right there. My good giddy god, if that isn't the absolute perfect turn for us at that point in time. Shut back. Alright, clearly should have gone for Terra first there. Get rid of anything that isn't damage or direct defense in the next hand. There we go. Kunai, every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dex. Absolutely love that. Take a Car Reality, which is 2 attacks in a single turn. Should have played the Flechette first there, that's my bad. At least I managed to score a point of dex out of it at the end. Basically the only correct thing I appear to have done that turn. Thank you for the double Blur there, keeping this with us. I'm going to reboot to get Blur back and Body Slam back in the pile. There's the Body Slam. And in fact, turned out to be a ridiculously good turn. We've even got Blur for this turn. God, if only that Juggernaut was upgraded! Or if I could put a second Juggernaut in the deck, which I'm incapable of doing, unfortunately. What with the whole Highlander thing we're going for. I like Bowling Bash. Compile Driver just draws 1 card, but whatever. I end up just a relic or 2 short of I like relics. I like shiny, rather. I end up 2 cards short of Encyclopedian. It's a little regrettable, admittedly. Good. Dash into... I'm looking for like an all-out attack kind of sitch. Hey, it did get rid of out maneuver. Perfect. So I actually get to play each of these. Ooh. Holding a perseverance is pretty good. I'll even use an out maneuver. Not a bad turn right there. Perfect. I may actually go like kind of full defensive throughout the entire fight. Seems pretty ideal. Getting that metallicized is just 5 extra damage per turn. Looks like we're setting ourselves up for a pretty good flechette turn. Here we are, 14 damage per 4. Neat. Guess I'll put the heel hook in there just because it could be useful later on. First form was pretty close to dead. I don't think we're going to have a particularly good score with this, but I think it's real difficult when there are this many different possibilities in a diverse. Can be real difficult. That said, we did complete this really, really early on in terms of the lifespan of this daily. Which does mean our score might still be quite high, although that would be inflated rather than actually legitimately that high. Easy. God, if only I could put a second Juggernaut in the deck, please. I mean, I know I didn't get an opportunity to put a second Juggernaut in the deck, but what if I did, though? It would be lovely to have some actual damage in this deck, but it's kind of just all attrition at this point. Thank heck I had that perseverance, otherwise this turn would have been an absolute nightmare for us. Perfect. In fact, I can just end my next turn and the enemy dies. No! Right, because they heal. I almost ended my turn immediately there. Whoops. 48 minutes. We're also 3 minutes over the speed bonus. Oh, yikes. Yeah, I fully expect to be knocked far, far down the leaderboard as soon as possible. But for the moment, yeah, 9th. Could be significantly worse, but still, not being able to even compete for the first 10, despite the fact that I completed it basically in the first hour, is rough. Shouldn't have gone for that Highlander, I knew it. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.